Welcome back everyone to my Let's Play of Legend of Zelda, Oracle of Seasons. We're back here with Data, and back in the Sunken City. Last episode, we rescued this dodongo Dimitri from the Safety Patrol, and with Dimitri we can now basically swim around. We can even swim up waterfalls, and Dimitri's going to tell us that when we get to this screen with waterfalls. You can swim up waterfalls, try it. That's going to be very important because in order for us to start swimming on our own, we're going to have to swim up a waterfall. We can't go in that house with Dimitri, but we'll get in there pretty soon. I'm going to take Dimitri into these caves over to the west here. I'm going to go into the first one up here, and this is where the Master Diver is. And he's going to give us a small little quest in the cave to the west. He's going to basically tell us that if I have a test for you over there, if you pass the test, then I'll basically give you my scuba gear, basically. So we have to hit 4 eyes with 1 stroke of our sword. So it sounds complicated, but it's a very simple puzzle. It'd be basically impossible if we were just in the regular Legend of Zelda. But in this game, and many others, we can charge our sword. So all you have to do is push these 4 eye statues into a configuration like that. Charge up our sword, stand in the middle, release the button, and we hit all 4 with 1 stroke. And with that, the Master Plaque. Now we just have to take that back to the Master Diver, just like this game just said, and then it will, he will bestow upon us the Zora's Flippers, so we can start swimming. I should try to eat some of those fish. Speaking of fish, somebody will be getting some fish later on today in this episode. Oh, that's my Master's Plaque. You passed my test. Very well then. I accept you as my pupil. Take these flippers. So we basically traded the Master Plaque for some flippers. I'll teach you my secret route to Mount Coco. There's a diving hole among the reefs in town. Use the flippers I gave you. Well, thank you kindly. We will not be taking that secret route though. There's another way we can get to Mount Coco, through Mount Goron, which is to the west of Mount Coco. That's actually where we'll be going later on this episode. There's a lot of places that we walked by that we kind of saw, but we couldn't really go into because we couldn't swim. Well, now that we can swim, we will start visiting some old places. And that includes, like I said, Goron Mountain. We saw the entrance to it earlier. If the season isn't summer, we already have the Rod of Summer. We can just change the season to summer. That'll make those vines grow. So in case you came here and it wasn't summer, plant these vines, and now we can go in this house here, and we'll learn why the city is flooded. With the seasons out of order, the mountain snow melted, suddenly flooding town. I can't even leave the house. It's terrible. I'm sorry about that. Well, we'll eventually get the seasons in order. And speaking of seasons, we can change the season here to winter. You don't only need to, but changing it to winter will allow you to access Syrup's hut. But Syrup right now can't sell us anything. It got scared and ran off. And we were going to let it join the safety patrol too. The monster went off somewhere. Yeah, once you leave Dimitri behind, and you don't need him anymore to swim, the game will. But this is why we turn it to winter here, because then we can edit this thing here. I hear that there's a creature that can swim up waterfalls. What kind of creature is it? It's a dodongo! But if Maple were here, I'd send her to Mount Coco for mushrooms. But since she hasn't come back, I can't make my magic potion. So, sounds like once we get mushrooms, we'll have to come back and give it to her. Sort of like how in A Link to the Past, We got the mushroom from the Lost Woods, gave it to the witch, and then she started making medicine. And this great moblin is making trouble. And we see that staircase up there. That's one of the ones we're going to be visiting later on, now that we can swim. Look. We got really lucky. That ring basically landed right on us. I remember this. We should have told her that Syrup was looking for some mushrooms. She needs to go get the mushrooms. Yeah, we got the ring there. Alright, just checked. I'm gonna head around down to the entrance to that great moblin was. Here we go, here's the lair. Now that we can swim. Even if we had Dimitri as your animal companion, he can't cross that bridge. So you have to come back here when you have the flippers. So this is just a little mini quest here. Take out the two moblins. You can see this time he's not stealing dogs like Bow Wow, like in Link's Awakening. So the pesky kid has come. I won't let you stand up to me anymore. This time, victory will be mine. And you're just gonna basically throw these big bombs at us. You have to have your power bracelet, and you can throw them back at him. And he moves really slow at first, so it's not too hard to hit him. But each time you hit him, he will speed up. It'll get a little bit harder to hit. The first phase here isn't difficult, even though he is sped up. The phase that's really annoying is the one after this, because he's moving so fast. You can't beat me this way. I cannot be defeated as long as I don't drop my bomb behind me and start a fire. So basically you have to hit him while he's picking up a bomb. So you just run around and eventually you'll get it. But there we go, right? I got lucky there. He drops his bomb, starts a fire, and the great moblins keep us in room. How could this child defeat me? Arg! I'll remember this. I shall get my revenge. He's not really gonna get his revenge. He's gonna get a new piece of real estate, though. And we just got a new piece of heart. Piece number 6. Now you see this fortress is all in ruin. Sunken City again, and we can check out the great moblin and his new real estate. He's in this empty house over here. We'll just say hi to him. We will overcome these troubles and create a new tomorrow. My great layers and rooms. I have to start from scratch. But why did this happen to me? Maybe because you were throwing bombs at people who just walked by your place. The poor great moblin having to make bombs here. Well, let's head over to the left here. And this spot looks really suspicious. Let's dive in. And we were in this cave earlier, but we couldn't reach the treasure chest because we couldn't swim. But now we can. We got the Gasha Seed. Sunken Falls. Headwaterways in Sunken City. This takes us out to where that lady who thought we were Santa. Defeat these enemies. And now I'm going to show you what these Gale Seeds do. They basically function as the whistle does in the first Legend of Zelda. But we can select where we want to go, and basically we can go to any place where there was a seed tree. Doesn't matter what seed they were, you just warp to them. So, I don't want to warp there. I want to get this ring appraised. And then there's a few things that I need to do around to the north of the village, now that I can swim. You come in. Welcome to Basu's Jewelers. What can I do for you? Let's get that ring that we found appraised. Zoro's ring. And this is good, like for the overworld here. I should have put it in my list. It's good for when you're doing a lot of swimming. because when you're underwater, enemies can't hit you. But you can only stay underwater for a certain amount of time because, you know, Data has to breathe. But with the Zora ring, you can stay underwater indefinitely. So basically, it means that you'll be invincible while swimming. We're gonna do a lot of swimming here. So there's a new entrance to Subrosia, to the east. But we're not gonna worry about that right now. I'm gonna take care of stuff in the overworld here first. So there's a little island up here that you wouldn't have seen anywhere else. I'm gonna grab it because it's another place to plant a gacha seed. We're getting quite a few gacha seeds. I think there are quite a few. 2 in this episode actually. And then we're gonna head to the south and to the west. And there was a cave that we couldn't, that we could enter earlier in Swole Swamp, but we couldn't do anything in that cave because it had water in it. This cave right over here. Now, if you came back with Swole Swamp and it was frozen, you were able to walk over this cave, but I didn't bother doing that because I wouldn't have been able to do anything in the cave. But now we got another ring. So yeah, underwater, you're invincible. Let's wait for the Zoro fire to pass. Now we'll throw a seed. Oop. So we're gonna do another warp. Warp to those sentries. And we'll have to summon our friend Ricky again. Because we saw north of the Great Moblin's lair, there's that one little tile. There's some stairs. We're going to take those stairs, and that's going to take us to Goron Mountain. I said, the world really opens up once we get the flippers. So between level 3 and level 4, there's a lot to do. We're just going to take care of a lot of it right now. And take a little bit of a break between going to dungeons. A lot to do both in the overworld and in Subrosia. Because, like I mentioned earlier, there's a new entrance to Subrosia that opened up now that we have the flippers. And there's also another one that's going to open up on Mount Coco when we go to there, or Kuko. There's some stairs there. Those are the ones we want to head up. And that'll take us to Mount Goron, which is to the west of Mount Kuko. And we'll have to leave Ricky behind here, because Ricky don't like water. Remember, he ran away when we got to Sunken City. We're gonna head around, we're gonna go into that staircase over there. I'm just showing off the little map here. This kind of looks like there'd be something suspicious over here, but there's not. A lot of times, though, if you see a suspicious space, like one tile standing out, you might want to take a dive there. Ooh, I don't want to play my flute. There comes Ricky! Sorry, Ricky, we don't need you now. We need a box feather. Just gonna do some jumping in this little cave here. Get some rupees. There we go. And now we just take a shortcut, fall in the pit, and get worked out. Save us some time. And let's head back up. Now we're going to head a little bit more to the west, and go up that staircase that I talked about earlier. And that'll take us to Mount Goron. And this is where we're going to put to use that lava soup that we got. Head on up. I'm going to pull out a shovel here because there's a soft soil. I'm going to try to dig for a heart too, so I don't have to listen to that annoying beeping of the hearts. It's almost as annoying as the beeping in Metro. Is another franchise that Nintendo makes. Down below 30 health. And that game. And we finally got a heart. Nice. And got a Gasha plant over to the right. But we'll go back there a little bit later. We're gonna head into this cave here first. This is where the Gorons live. These Gorons are nice though. They're not as annoying as the Gorons that Maverick is gonna have to deal with in Oracle of Ages. They have a dance with them, and that dance is like really, really hard. A lot of people complain about it. Goron is so big, he can't fit in our cave. But it's so cold outside. The poor Goron. If only we had something to heat him up. That's where that lava soup is gonna come into play. Welcome to Goron Mountain. It's too cold to go outside, so I'm all out of shape. So you can head to Mount Kuko from here. Basically, you just have to pick up those rocks and then head over to the east. But we're gonna head to Mount Kuko using the Master Diver's special way that he mentioned. Shh, don't tell. And this guy gives us 300 rubies. Not that we have a lot to spend them on, but eventually there's a ring when you get 10,000 rupees. That's the way to get another ring, so we want to get as many rupees as we can. Goron Mountain has always had winter year-round, but ever since the Temple of Season sank, it's gotten even colder. You can catch cold just going outside. And that's apparently what happened to the Big Goron. Do you know of the Goron base? All collectors want to have it, including Inga over in Sunken City. See, we're going to do quite a bit of trading here. And there's a treasure chest over there to the right. Give Big Ron to above, but he has a cold, so be quiet. But we can't reach it. You can't, even with the Rock's Feather and the Pegasus Seeds, you can't jump it. We're going to have to get another item that will allow us to get over that lava. Achoo! I'm all stuffed up. It's so cold. Do you have anything that can warm a body up? Oh, that smells good. Can I have that soup? Sure! Data is a generous little rat. Glug glug. It's hungry flavors. Thanks to you, I'm all better. Take this as a symbol of my gratitude. And he's gonna give us that Goron base. And we know exactly who's looking for it. That Inga guy back in Sunken City. So we're gonna warp there with the Gale seeds. Of course, we're gonna plant another Gasha seed. Just gonna head out here. Head to the east, another screen, and there'll be a bunch of rocks. And once we pick up all these rocks, in the middle of the rocks is another area to plant a seed. So let's do that, and then we'll call it our seed satchel and warp to the Sunken City. Now that we have the vase, we can give it to Ingo there, the vase collector. We can also pick up more Gale seeds. There we go. Almost fill up our seed pouch. And then, fittingly, this guy's going to give us his dinner, which is a fish. Shoot that bigger on. No matter how often I ask, he won't give me his vase. I'd give him my dinner for it. Fish. Gas, that's the vase. Give me that vase, please. I'm begging you. Sure. And surprisingly, it doesn't appear in that empty slot up there. It goes right in my collection. Thanks, here. Take my dinner. My last fish. Alright, and we know somebody who wants to eat fish. Mr. Mittens. Mitten was that cat north of Huan City. So I'm gonna warp there. Huan Village. And we're going to go give that fish to the gentleman to get Mr. Mittens out of the tree. Now, enough, we have the ability to turn the season into fall. To the east of Mr. Mittens is a treasure chest. It's surrounded by a whole bunch of holes, but in the fall, leaves cover those holes so you can walk over them. But we're going to get the power of autumn in a little bit. We can actually get the power of autumn from that new entrance of Subrosia to a little bit further to the east. But for right now, we're just going to get the megaphone. Sadly, we don't know anyone who needs a megaphone yet. But it'll be good to have. You know what else is good to have? Our rings are praised. So we got that one more ring back by Spool Swamp. So let's get it appraised. And for a while there, we were always ending our adventures in Vassar's Jeweler. So let's bring that back. Let's appraise that one last ring. This is the one we got in that cave. It's the Octo Ring. And you become an Octorok. So it's kind of useless. It's just like the light ring, but it could be funny. Alrighty. And that'll do it for this episode. I'll save my game here. And I'll be back in the next episode to do more exploration with Data and the Flippers. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.